This is what I was talking about. 400 horsepower tractor is not exactly drag racing up this hill at this point. But, it's life, I guess. Now, here's another thought. I've worked this field this direction. I think in real life, you really wouldn't, because, when you plow right now we don't have furrows or anything like that, but when you plant the potatoes, you would. You really, generally speaking, don't want your furrows running downhill because the water just gullies in it and just like rushes right down. And when your furrows are going side to side, even though water can still be a problem, as far as washing out your field, at least it tends to stop it. The water can't get as much of a running start. So I think, if we were actually working this farm in real life, certainly, you might do something a little different, but when you got onto the side of this hill, you almost certainly would run your furrows around this way. And it would, drier seasons, it helps hold some of the water in. It just, otherwise you can picture the furrows all go up and down. Same thing if you plow, that forms furrows. You really would plow side to side, but for the sake of speed and not having to turn around 72 times extra, I think it's probably better that we just do it the way we're doing it. Alright, now this guy hit it on the way in. I don't think he's going to even fit in there, so we got to find a place for him. Will he fit in this barn here? I think he might. Alright, it's all the way up. That door will then stay up forever. As I said, I worked on a farm, and fit in that little door. Oh, come on, turn the right way for the love of Pete, Trevor. It might fit if I... Whew. Come on, too much. Cover. Alright, made it. Zoom in a little bit. Not sure if that's the best place in the world for him, but... Oh, you know what? It's really not. You know why? We need to go to the shop. Alright, well there, I was just showing off my backing up skills, which... I don't know, I give myself 8 out of 10 for that one. Not too bad, but... Didn't get it on the first shot either, and bumped up against the wall a little bit on the second shot. All not bad. Can't call that pro maneuvering exactly, but... What I was thinking is we're going to need this over by field 34 to do the corn. We're not going to... Everything up here will be planted pretty shortly. Get the potatoes going. Since we're heading up this way anyhow, we might as well... And if we keep planting these same crops, we're really not going to need this thing up here other than when we go to do the potatoes. So we'll just put this down here by the pig farm. And go get ourselves some potato planting equipment. Oh, we didn't fertilize. We really need to fertilize next, don't we? So here's the question. Do I get a regular old fertilizer? Because I think after you plow you can fertilize, and then after you cultivate, no, you can't. You can fertilize after you plant. So it's not going to do any good to get a sprayer right now. But we'll weed these potatoes. That'll get them up to the second stage of fertilization. Yeah, we'll hold off on buying the sprayer. And again, I don't know how you guys feel about that weeder. It's, you know, I know you can weed certain crops, and potatoes are probably one of them. You know, with the right weeder and the right setup, I don't doubt that you could weed potatoes, but something like wheat, can they even, is that going to fit in there height-wise? I don't think so. We got a taller building over here? I think we got a taller building. Oh, we got another building around the side. Nope. That's kind of what I pictured happening. In real life, I wouldn't have just jammed it in there like that either, in case you were wondering. So this equipment's awfully expensive. See, that's like a hay thing there, but I think it's going to have a snow cover, so... And... yeah, we're going to have our hay bales down there. Are we going to run them all up here when we need them? We're not going to need that much. We need a little bit of straw for the pigs, right? Let's make sure that's all the way in there. Stick out the other side. Alright, I think that's counted as under the cover. Alright, let's try not to make you guys seasick. Now, here, close your eyes for a minute if you're too much of a purist. Ooh, jeez, that's a little steep right there. If you're a little bit of a purist, that whole maneuver was... I don't know. Would you keep those hedges up right there, or would you just have that open? It depends on the neighborhood. I don't know that most farm neighborhoods are... Well, this is England. They could have crazy high-crime farm areas for all I know. Yeah, see, I'm driving on the right-hand side of the road. Isn't that funny? Alright, so now we're back here. So we have this big planter for corn, which I guess theoretically we should get out from... We didn't buy it that long ago in Game Life. Let's come over here to P and sewing machines, and we're just going to buy the little Gremmy potato dude. You know, it's not that big of a field, and how much is the big one before I go? 58. Yeah, so we just don't need that, and I don't even know if we'll fit that. Remember that other thing doesn't even fit? I don't think this thing folds up that much that I remember. Maybe it does, but I don't think we're going to get that around a lot of this farm anyway. So now the only other thing is, do we have another one with a pack? No, that's not. No. Seed Hawk. Jeez, look at that thing. Nice. Big Bud Pack. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever really played with much of the Big Bud Pack. Probably should go do a big, huge, massive American map where the roads are all big and you can... Yeah, I don't see anything... You know, a lot of times get all these packs and mods and all this stuff, and because I tended to do these videos so much, I really don't... I mean, I enjoy doing the mod stuff a bit, but... You know, I also... You know, if you guys play along with me, you guys can always use whatever mods you like. We bought it. And, you know, at times when I play along with people in other games, not so much this one, you know, it's kind of annoying when you don't have the mod pack that the guy does. And so I've sort of tended to stick with standard equipment wherever it's semi-reasonable at that point. Seeds. We can get seeds down by the pig farm. Well, we have to go right by the other farm too, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. We'll just get them up at the regular farm. But yeah, 34. I guess we should try to think about maybe buying another field down this way. By the way, this is what I was talking about earlier too, with with the fields that are a lot, excuse me, a hiccup or burp or something coming. These fields are a lot more level, or even if you lost a bale in this field, it's only going to, roll so far down into the valley there. Just imagine you can still go get it, most likely. So we'll see. But I'm feeling like this is probably a good place to break up the episode. Once I get up into the field, it'll take quite a while to do these potatoes, just because we're going to do them 3 feet at a time. So even though it's a small field, it's still going to take a while. And then what happens next? When we come back after doing that, I think we're just in a waiting game, because we got to wait for the corn before we can plant it. Just as soon, like I said, we could probably get a jump on the animals, but animals are expensive, especially to get them started. And I really don't want to run out of money by buying a bunch of animals and then either having to cheat in more or take a big loan out. If I did anything, I would, once we're ready for the animals. So I think what we'll do is just hold off until maybe sheep after we do the first grass. We can do a few sheep just to get that warmed up, so to speak. Because we'll have the grass or the hay that we need. And that's all they need is grass and water. We can buy the water thing. And then, I always tend to go there. I'll buy stuff. I don't want to buy too much because it just degrades and the maintenance cost goes up. Not that it's going to make too big a difference, but we are talking about, like the end of the summer. So that's what, how many days? Let's see, so this is, let's just call it 9 days. 9, 18, 27. We're talking about 18 days from now. That's, when you're just starting out on the farm, it's a fair amount of money that you're just, if that harvester's just sitting there charging you money because it's deteriorated. I don't know. Maybe this map, I don't know, if you keep them washed in the shed, do they not deteriorate as much? And then have the maintenance costs go. Maybe keep an eye on that. But in any event, there's no real rush to buy it. I guess if we can get it on sale, that might help. Alright, we'll turn the GPS back on. Oops. And then I will auto with it. And with this little rose here, I'm not sure that it really makes, much of any difference as to how you do this. Especially with this little equipment. I'm not even going to do a headland. I'll just, well, for the sake of doing what I say, we'll start out with the biggest, longest. And then, like on this field, what I tend to like to do sometimes is sort of, you kind of see where it's going to end, and I'll just move this row over until it's kind of as full a row as I can get, Then I'll just have to go down this end and clean up a few rows. Starting right here. Oops. Go. It's kind of weird. Look at that. The potato field rows are. It's not liking it. Or I'm not liking it. Yeah, look how far off that is. Alright, well, like I said, I think I want to cut the video here now that we're doing. I'm just going to go back and forth here a bunch, and then before the next episode, I'll probably make this one close enough. Before the next episode, I will probably fast forward time until something noteworthy is happening. Probably the corn planting, right? That'll be our next plan after this one. And that'll mean we have all the crops we need for animals. And, we still need to buy a weeder and maybe some other things, but at least we'll have a good start on it. So, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.